Hey, spiritual peeps. It is Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And I hope that you guys are working on your flag. If you decide that whatever arts and crafts that we put up for the week, you don't feel like doing it, but later in the year you come back to it, that's fine. That's why this is kind of a go with the flow kind of year instead of a challenge year, because there's so much other stuff going on. In fact, I was talking with some people yesterday about the furlough and the worry about the people and the families and the children on food stamps and what was going to happen to them. And, you know, if the worst does happen, then what are the consequences of that? And then what, you know, we kind of get into this domino effect, whether it's good things or bad things. So our job as spiritual people and light workers and, you know, just positive influences on the world in general, is to keep reminding people of the good. I meet a lot of elderly, poor people that are living off of Social Security in income-based housing. It's not the nicest thing. It certainly isn't what I want for my parents. It isn't what I want for myself. Is there a possibility that that's my future? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. My retirement savings was devastated several times over the years, and I'm certainly, as a single mom, not putting in much at all, simply because I need to live off of my income at this point in my life. And so, like, that's a seed of a future that I'm not even honestly remotely worried about. I don't mind working till the day I die. Like, I joke about that. I prefer to keep moving, so I hope that my health is so good that I absolutely have that ability and that choice to work till the day that I die. Because that is a blessing in itself. It truly is. However, locally especially, we have resources for people in need. And there are always resources. It's just a matter of if people in need are aware that there are resources. So I certainly don't call people out, but when I see a food pantry that has open hours coming up, and I know that maybe somebody said something, not even about themselves, but about another family who might be in need. We had several families recently affected by tremendous fires that were total losses, fatalities. I mean, it's been a difficult season, but there are resources. There are some places that there aren't resources. I mean, especially as an autism advocate, there are places without resources, and that sucks. But what we can do as spiritual people, instead of pushing forth that fear, we have to remind people of the good. Yeah, there are people working that aren't getting paid. We specifically know a TSA agent that got paid for one day and is literally missing a week and 6 days worth of pay on their paycheck because technically they're furloughed. Thankfully, they have a little bit of savings to live off of, but for how long? Most families don't. I mean, I'll be honest, most statistically speaking, what did they say? Like, I think they said 70%. I probably think it's higher than that. I legit think it's higher than 70% of us are living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I know I pretty much am, and I work on commission, so that's a very difficult situation. It is. But that's the lifestyle that we have normalized. It's frustrating. It is stressful. And so I do my best to give and to remind people. Food pantries, especially, if you are able to give but not able to give a lot of money, buy some extra canned goods the next time you're at the store and give it to your local pantry. I mean, there are a lot of really simple things that we can do to domino good effect rather than to domino the fear, because we don't want to spread fear. And the best way to do that is to be prepared. Do you have enough food to live off of for a week? If we have a natural disaster, if there's a fire in your local grocery store and for whatever reason you can't get groceries, do you have a week of food and water to live off of? Do you have 2 weeks of food and water to live off of? Do you have a month's worth of cash? Because I so rarely have cash anymore because I don't use it. All my bills are paid online, and in the rare instance that I need a check, I go to the bank and I have them print off a sheet because I want to pay for checks. I don't use them. So do we have cash in the event that we need it? Do you have stuff to take care of your family? I know it seems so trivial. Do you keep your gas tank at half or fuller? Gas prices have jumped surprisingly a lot in our area alone, and I don't expect that to go down anytime soon. So there are very simple things that we can do to stay prepared and sane and comfortable within ourselves. It's great to give if you can. If you can't, just take care of your family, because that means that's one less family that the food pantry has to worry about if things go terribly wrong. Connect with your neighbors, connect with your elderly relatives, and make sure that they're okay. Especially when we talk about heating in the winter, it seems so common sense. It really does, this day and age, not to use kerosene heaters, not to use propane heaters, but that is literally why one of the fatal fires happened. And I hate to say it's country people, but it's totally country people. So let's make sure that everyone is safe, that everyone has, common sense. Let's encourage people. If you know someone that needs an electric heater, buy them an electric heater. It doesn't use that much electricity. I promise you. If you know someone that needs help with medication, help them call the doctor, help them call the pharmacy, and see if there's some way to get coverage, if there's a grant, a donation. There are different local charities that help to pay for medical assistance as well. So, but you got to call. You have to take action on these things. It's not as easy as food pantry, but it's up to us to continue to remind people of the good, to be prepared and safe in our own family stability, so that we can help others if the need arises. I hope that makes sense. So we don't want to spread the fear, but we want to be conscientiously prepared. What does that mean? That means being a good country gal. It means keeping your tank half full or more. It means keeping dry goods for a week to feed your family. Given my kids literally only eat 3 things, so it's a little bit harder. But if they're hungry enough, they'll probably eat pasta. So, but if it's just you and, not so picky kids, then, dry goods, rice, beans, pasta sauce. You can keep pizza stuff on hand. You can make pizza without power very easily, If you use a propane grill, make sure you got some propane in case you need to cook without power. Heaven forbid that happen in the middle of winter. At least you will have a way to cook some food, to boil some water, to warm up some cocoa, whatever you need. So please be prepared. I wish that there were more spiritual preppers. We really need to get on board with that. I love you guys. Keep pointing out the good. I know things are challenging. They are. This is our time to shine and rise above. Okay? I love you. Bye.